Hello, my name is Wendy Aldaman, and I wanted to introduce myself a little bit and kind of go over some of the things that I do for recruiting for dental offices. I myself have been in the dental field for the last 10 years. I started out clinically, moved to receptionist and office manager, and I have been a hiring manager since 2014. I really found that I loved hiring so much that it kind of allowed me to spread my wings a little bit more within being a manager at the time. So the process that I go through is we typically go through a phone call. This is usually what it is. Sometimes people don't really necessarily have the time or it doesn't work out in the schedule and they want to get things started. So hey, welcome. The next step is to schedule a time with me and I'll go over a whole bunch of questions to evaluate your office, go over some of the extra amenities that your office has, what sets you aside from other offices in town. If you have health insurance, if you have 401k, if you offer PTO, stuff like that. In addition to what kind of qualities and attributes are you looking for in a potential new hire for your office? And then I'm also going to go in and obviously ask the potential candidate some of the same questions, but a little bit more beating around the bush so that they don't give me the direct answers that I want to hear. I want to hear the circle around answers and then prod a little bit more towards them. I do the initial posting on social media and some different sites online, and depending on the position that you're hiring for will depend where I'm going to post, obviously. So I will post online. I will wait a day or 2, 3, 4 days, depending on the position, to allow the different people and the resumes to filter through. I look at the resumes, I do the initial phone call interview, and then I do Zoom interviews as well. And the Zoom interviews are recorded so that you are able to view them as well. So you as the office manager, the team member who is facilitating this, the doctor, whomever within the office is able to view this. The last portion of this is a little bit more customizable. So if we need to do only an in-person visit, so they're just going to kind of see the place, they can ask you some questions, you can ask them some questions, really to kind of feel how they are in person in real life, because I really think that that speaks volume for the potential candidate. And then if you want them to come back for a working interview, or if you want that the last time when they're coming in just a visit, if you want to do a working interview there, this is the time where it's a little bit more customizable for each different office. And then once we get it narrowed down, if you need to give me a call to say, what do you think about this person? What do you think about this person? I will go a little bit deeper with you to help evaluate what might be better for your team. In addition, while I'm going through the interviews, I'm also taking notes in Google Drive, which is shared with you, so you can see the notes in real time. And as soon as I get the Zoom when I get the Zoom uploaded, then I will upload it to YouTube unlisted, and I will share a link with you as well. And with that, then you're able to view the interviews, and I do have an overview of everything. So I have the names and I have them color coded. Obviously green is we're going to go to the next step, or I like them. Yellow is I'm not so sure. If nobody else is good, then they could be good, but the yellows are usually always a red to me. And then the reds are like absolutely not, or the no call, no showed, something like that. All of this Google Doc information is shared with you again, so that you can see this in real time. And we can email back and forth, whatever we need to do to communicate. So if you're better with texting or with calling or with emailing or with Facebook Messenger, whatever is easiest, you let me know your best method of communication. I do my best to kind of put them into one area. So if you're best with emailing or texting, sometimes I like to say, let's just keep as much an email as possible. And if there's something that I need immediately from you, then I will send you a text. But typically that's not always needed. What else? If for some reason the candidate doesn't work out, I always tell the runner-up candidates, even if there's 5 of them, I say, you were a close second. If for some reason this candidate doesn't work out, it was a really hard choice between you and that person. So if it doesn't work out, if it's okay with you to contact you if it doesn't happen to work out with that candidate. I will also say that whenever I'm doing hiring, I hire as if this person is going to work with me. I do not just hire to put a butt in a seat to fulfill the position. So obviously I can't guarantee how long a team member is going to stay with you. But again, I do my very best to keep them in the position that I think that they will be best in and they think that they will be best in. I always ask the candidate, what kind of qualities or attributes are you looking for in a position? Because again, I want to know what is going to be best for both parties, not just for the employer, because if the employee is not happy where they're at, they're going to end up leaving sooner rather than later. So I don't just put a butt in a seat. What was the other thing I was going to say? The worst case scenario is if I tell you that it's going to take 2 to 4 weeks to be able to hire this candidate for you, the worst case scenario is that it might take longer than 2 to 4 weeks. Obviously, I can't pull people off from the street, especially if I'm not in the area that you're in, but I will do my very best to work towards getting that candidate in the allotted time. So far, I have been successful with that 100% of the time. But obviously there are different circumstances that will come about, but I do my very best to give you an accurate time estimation. But if I don't find a good enough candidate, again, I'm not just going to put a butt in a seat. I will tell you, I'm not finding good people. Is it okay if we extend this, or talk to you about that as we go through? It's not just you sign on, you tell me the things that you want, and then you don't hear from me for 3 weeks. We'll continue the conversation, but I do try to make it so that this is not a cumbersome amount of time for you, because clearly that's the reason why you want to hire me, is so that you don't have to take this upon yourself to do this for the office. You want to be able to pass this on to another person, me. So if you happen to have any additional questions, feel free to send me a text, email, message, phone call, and I would do my best to be able to answer that question for you. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.